perfect world, Porsche would just build nothing but two-door sports cars, but we all know that we live in an imperfect world, and to be able to fund those sports cars, they needed to diversify their products a lot more. That's where we saw the Cayenne come out, then the Panamera. Well, meet the newest member of the family. They call it the Porsche Macan. All right, this is it, the Porsche Macan. It's just so exciting. I just love the shape of this car. It is really such an exciting, dramatic shape. I mean, you've got this, it's actually inspired by the 918. And in fact, this steering wheel comes directly from a 918, exactly as it is. Also, the rear taillights, the 3D effect LED taillights come also from the 918. It's inspired by that. The thing is, the catch to this car, yes, it's under $5 million, but it's under 300 horsepower. Actually, it's only 234 horsepower with 350 Newton meters of torque. And get this, it's a four-cylinder. Yes, a boxer engine four-cylinder, the first time in 22 years since it appeared in the 968. But we're about to figure out now if it's more than just the numbers, because sometimes the numbers don't tell the story. Feels good. Feels good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It hasn't got that Porsche acceleration, but it's got this incredible refinement to it. It's not brutal at all, but it's very, very smooth. So it's not about really the figures. I think they're doing something like 6.9 or 7 seconds to 100, which is not impressive at all for any sports car, much less a Porsche. But it's in the delivery. I mean, if you think about it, it's like, you know, the difference between blue label and black label. It's not necessarily the alcohol content. It's more on the smoothness and the experience of it. And this one seems to have it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! This is good. Hard on the brakes. Oh, the braking is just so precise. Straight line. Beautiful balance of the braking right now. And the steering is very typical Porsche. I just love how a Porsche, for me, a true Porsche, it's all about this experience. But the steering of a Porsche, nobody I find has been able to really duplicate that. And the Macan seems to give you the same feedback. Obviously, we're on bigger tires right now. We've got the 18s and quite a tall profile. So we're losing a bit of that. It's not a 911 yet, but of course, for an SUV, it's really got that nice turn in, the way how crisp it is, the way it actually behaves, and the weight transfer. For me, it's actually a perfect size. I love the size of this this car. The Cayenne, great if you've got a big family and you need all that extra space, and that is, for me, still the benchmark of all sports SUVs and utility vehicles worldwide. This one here, if you just need more than the 911, but not quite the Cayenne, this really fits the bill. This setup here is unmistakably Porsche. So when you're sitting inside, you don't feel like you're in an entry-level car. You've got this whole setup that first sort of debuted in the Cayenne, and it's I find it very impressive. It's intimidating to a lot of people because of all the buttons and gadgets and stuff like that. But for me, once you get used to it, and Porsches are very easy to get used to. All the buttons, you know where they are, and after a while, it all becomes intuitive. So it's just maybe your first day or so, or 2 days getting familiar with your car, and then this becomes very natural. Look at the interior. You got this beautiful leather with this Alcantara soft leather there. Porsche just have come leaps and bounds in terms of quality with their interior. Before, it was just all about performance. Now you can actually happily sit in traffic in this car. Speaking of which, we have a start, stop, on-off thing going on. There we go. It's this technology to save fuel while you're sitting in traffic. Some people really don't dig it, especially in Manila, because it can get kind of annoying because we stop so much. But it does kind of help a lot with fuel consumption. You've got your touch screen set up here for your infotainment system. A nice size. Base model doesn't come with navigation, but you've got all your other inputs here with your Bluetooth and your tuners. I like the fact that it is touchscreen. Now the design of the Macan is just stunning. You got to either be blind or from an Italian sports car company to not agree with me. I mean, just look at the way this aggressive front here with these are quad LED daytime running lights. Come straight from the Cayenne. And you've also got another set of daytime running lights right here. This profile right here with this stubby, the way the whole thing just shapes up over from this point here, it's just so symmetrical. I love the way the whole thing, it's just so chunky, and just the squat, it sits there like that, like it's a bulldog. These here, they're called 3D taillights. They come and are inspired by the 918 Spider. So check that out, and look at the aggressive way that the car just comes up here. It is so aggressive. I mean, it's in your face. Even from the back here, wow, what a look. And then you've got these massive twin pipes here at the back. Just looks awesome. One more thing I'm gonna show you, come over here. You see these side moldings over here, all inspired by the 918. Nice textured feel to that, gives it a nice look on the side. All in all, this is just one gorgeous SUV. Here's another thing that's really unique about the Macan. Just take a look at the hood. It is one piece. Look at that. See how it comes down here? This is a bit reminiscent of the Mini Cooper. This saves you a lot in aerodynamics and also in just styling. And the wind noise also supposedly affects it greatly. Look at the way that thing is. Porsche's first four-cylinder in like, what, 22 years. So you've got your paddle shifters here. This is gives you nice complete control, and it gives you control over a PDK. All right, so the PDK, not a precious drop wasted. That is how shifting should be. Like a machine gun. It shouldn't have to be like it's thinking. It should be just like you're pressing a trigger. Pa, pa, pa. And that's what this Porsche Macan feels like. Actually, the double clutch gearbox of Porsche has always been, for me, the standard in double clutch gearboxes, because they just know how to just make one so precise, so closely machined that not a precious drop of power is wasted in the delivery. And we're gonna feel it right now as we enter here, this on-ramp. I'm gonna drop it down a gear. Whoa! Oh yeah! Oh, you never thought 234 horsepower could feel like this? Woohoo! Oh, it's about this. It's about the balance. It's about the way you enter a curve. Drop it down. Turn in like that. See how flat the car is handling right now. Oh, cameraman's freaking out in the back there. But we're going to have a bit of fun in this car. This is the Porsche Macan, baby. Woohoo! As we come up the inside here, feel how we rifle through. Not a lot of horsepower, but a lot of control. This one gives you 7 speeds to play with. None of this 5 or 6 stuff. You get an extra gear here. Oh, you can't buy this. This is just woohoo. So here, as you come down into these tight corners, these nice sweeping on-ramps, it's so connected. The way the car actually just dials in, and it's like it's thinking what you're thinking all the time. You don't get that body roll that you normally would get in an SUV, even though we're running on pretty high profile tires. So it's how they tune the suspension. They've got staggered wheels as well, so different sizes front and rear, and this gives it a nice different handling characteristics. You've got a nice blend between comfort but handling as well. It's not too harsh, it's not too sharp, but it feels just right. Give me imagine getting the 3.6 liter turbo version of this? I would just really, that is really literally a 911 on stilts. I mean, right now we're driving it in its most basic form, and I'm already impressed. I'm already like gushing. And to think, I have an SUV that's got more horsepower than this. My Escape does 240 and 366. And yet I'm still gushing like this because, once again, it's not always about the numbers. It's the whole experience. And Porsche are delivering it in bucket loads with the Macan. So what don't I like? Oh, it's so hard. This is going to be the toughest part about this review is finding what I don't like in the car. How can you criticize this? All right, let's get petty. The fact that they still don't offer a start-stop button. But look at the key. It's gorgeous. It's like a little car. All right, I'm going to be going to sleep tonight dreaming and praying to find the 3.6 liter version of this under my Christmas tree. It's a Porsche Macan. It's going to be a real sleepless night. Coming up after the break, I'll be comparing notes with Paolo Subido on the Audi Q3.
Driving the Q3, lots of revelations actually, and of course this variant has the quattro all-wheel drive, and Audi's famous for that.